with the light itself. Once the elflings had possessed no magic. Now they did. In the changeable world of form and time, the light had hidden the only weapon which could slay the eternal, beautiful children of He who is. Only the arrogance of the light had disclosed its secret, for had it not shared that secret with the elven kind, the Endarkened would have remained ignorant of it. Until too late. The king of the Endarkened threw himself into preparations for the coming war as never before. If Virulan had been stupid, he would have been long dead. Virulan was not stupid, and so he was not dead, but remaining king in the world without sun was a thing that took work. He'd been preparing for the red harvest for nearly as long as he had been promising it to his subjects. As their numbers grew, so did the numbers of those he bred in his nurseries in the cold north to be their allies. He was not foolish enough to imagine denying his fellow Endarkened the opportunity to slaughter every living thing in the world. But the life he meant to scour from the world in the name of He who is was vast and intricate, and his subjects impatient. They would slaughter elvenkind and centaurs and everything that had a heartbeat with glee, of course. But all life, silver and red and green, must die. His beasts were not impatient, nor were they ever bored. They were only hungry. And best of all, when everything else was gone, his brethren could destroy them as well. A final treat before they returned to blessed nothingness and the void. That reunion was nothing so ordinary as death. If it had been, the Endarkened would have ended their own lives long ago. Death was ugly and terrifying. It held the hint of an eternal living, an eternal awareness, even, dreadfully, transmutation and rebirth. The threat that lay behind death for every Endarkened was the horrifying possibility of discovering themselves somehow housed within bright-worlder flesh, their surviving atomy of self screaming in endless torment in a life prison. No. Reunion with He who is was eternal darkness, eternal joy, eternal, perfect, utter nothingness. But such joy must be earned by completing the task he had set them. And so he summoned the remainder of the 12 to the heart of darkness. In the vast sweep of time that stretched from their creation to this moment, the heart of darkness had changed. First, a throne and a crown for its king. Then walls and floor and arching vault ornamented with representations of the infinite complexity and beauty of pain. There was even light, for what use was there in creating a cathedral of agony and terror if its most perfect sacraments could not see the stages of their apotheosis? But today there were no bright worlders to tease and enlighten, and so the heart of darkness held only the absolute lightlessness of its first creation. The Endarkened had no need of light.
"You have summoned us, great King Virulan,"
Urales said obsequiously.
"We are eager to hear your words."
Urales was a problem. Virulan knew that. His foremost rival, the only other Endarkened who remained as He who is had made them, and thus Virulan's greatest rival. Urales hoped to sow dissension among Virulan's subjects, all of whom chafed at the restraint their king had placed upon them. "As you know, my dearest comrades, the time of the red harvest is not yet upon us," Virulan began. A faint rustling of wings greeted those words, for though none of his people dared to defy him, not openly at least, they were emboldened by their own